Hey everybody, it's Kathy P. Welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm going to cover a lie from Charlotte on the web from yesterday. Of course, spewing her misinformation about von.She. We all know how she doesn't like to vet any of her sources or fact check or prove anything. I mean, we see the stuff she posts about all her reality shows, the gossip. I mean, she sees an article, even if it's by the devil himself, she would post it as fact. Which, this is what she's done when all she had to do was a click. Hit a click, or hit that at the bottom. You'd have seen where that article originated from. It took a click or two. It wasn't really hard to find out, hell. But for you it was, because you're on the team of misinformation with Molly and Justin. Y'all are all the same. You think you'd have learned something after all the trouble you were in with YouTube. And you came back thinking you could just change your name and stuff. But it doesn't change who you are. It doesn't change what you've done and what you keep doing. I mean, come on. You even spew misinformation about the Duggars of all people. I mean, oh, Jenna left Jim Bob. She went out on her own, blah, blah, blah. Check the property records. The girl didn't buy a house. She didn't go nowhere. But you said she did. Because you read it in an article. And Lord knows if it's posted, it must be true. God forbid you would actually check anything. But, yeah, let me quit. Because I could go on for days about Ellebee. I mean, if she's not obsessing about KJ and throwing hate on KJ, which we all know she's jealous of KJ. And she so badly wants to be KJ. I've seen people post how she's the knockoff KJ. That she's the low barrel, low bottom KJ. Yeah. See, I can repeat things that are being said too, just like you do, Al. But yeah. Anyway, let me quit about ranting and raving about her, and let's just get into this. And by the way, this is fair use commentary, and it is just my opinion, because I know they strike channels, Al. So it is fair use commentary, and it is covered under the Copyright Act of 1976. All right, let's go.
Few months ago, we started covering the story. My moderator Candy actually
Okay, she's
brought
going
the
to talk
story
about how
to
she got
me,
into covering it, and I really don't care. Because she's done nothing but
and said
misinform.
you should cover this, Elle, which normally this is not the type of stuff that I cover.
Yeah, it's not. And all you did was feed a bunch of misinformation. So you probably shouldn't have covered it, because it required some fact checking we all know you don't like to do.
Even though I normally don't cover true crime, it
Thank
has been something that I've been interested in, and me and like my moderators, we're really good friends. So we've often talked about things that we're interested in, like we've often talked about crimes. Stories like this. Stories like this. So Candy had, an idea that I was interested in stuff like this as well. Candy follows several YouTube channels that covers true crime, as well as she covers
your big doubts.
She also covers like Facebook pages that cover it as well. So she brought the story to me several months ago, and it was very in the early stages of what was going on. So I'm going to show you guys what I got. A local news station. A news station is reporting this. It actually came up today. So I'm going to show you.
Al, it's not a news station. It's a clickbait online thing. It is not a real legit news station. I mean, that's pretty obvious in the title. But then again, you wouldn't bother to look, huh?
You guys, what I'm seeing.
What you're saying. No thanks.
Because I was not going to talk about this at all until I got some sort of, and I've been looking. So I've been hearing for the past few days. I've been hearing for maybe 3 or 4 days that he had passed. Actually, no longer than that. Because the night that we were going, okay, I've been hearing this since
she's actually
Thursday.
got to roll her eyes around and think about real hard about this. If she had any information on this, she, number one, wouldn't have been sitting on it all these days and wouldn't have to sit there and roll her eyes in her head saying, oh, let me think, when did I get that? That's some hot information. Please, girls, stop. Did you go to Molly's School of Acting? Because it's terrible. But okay.
I heard it Thursday,
Mm,
and I
heard
tried to
it through the
confirm it. I
grapevine,
tried
didn't
to
you?
get some sort of confirmation. I called funeral homes in the Yuma area asking, do y'all have a Marvin Jackson? Do y'all have a Marvin McCray?
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't get any confirmation. I also called.
Okay, how many funeral homes did you really call? Because it's disgusting that you would even do that. But I do question that you did it because you don't fact check nothing. You don't vet nothing. And, yeah, let's just keep going.
Coroner's office.
Now, why would you call the coroner's office? Why? You know damn well that they're not going to give you no information, regardless if he did or didn't pass away. They are not going to give you one iota of information. And you know that. I mean, that's just basic common sense. So, yeah. People believe this, but regardless, whether Marvin passed away or not, it was not up to these idiots to say this stuff and to do the things they have. Just Dre needs support, and her and her kids are the ones who need the help and support. No one else in this story that's made up by these lousy creators.
I've been hearing that he passed since Thursday.
Yeah, if you knew
So
that,
I
you'd
did
have been
not
all
want to
over
cover
it.
this at all and say that he did until I got some sort of confirmation, a
This is your confirmation?
obituary or something. But SNBC.
Yeah, look at the page. It's clickbait. It's all clickbait, Al. You've been on social media long enough to know that.
C13, which looks like some sort of news channel, actually reported it.
Did you bother to go down and click to see that it originated
So
out of
this is
South
going
Africa
based off,
and then out of
as you guys can see,
Pennsylvania?
hold on.
Yeah, maybe you need to fact check that because this came from Molly,
like I
from you
said,
guys'
it's
side.
SNBC
And yeah, I believe Molly is in this 1,000%. Her, Justin, Ellebee, they all knew. Wynette, they all knew it was lying. They knew it was coming. Someone fed this so-called news rag, which is nothing but clickbait.com, which the article was immediately removed, by the way. Then they posted an update saying that it was a death hoax. But, Elle wouldn't check that because she'd have to actually press a couple links on here, which, isn't really hard to do. Even this old grandma here knows how to do that. Well, I'm not a grandma, but I'm a mom, but I'm old. Anyway. So, yeah, let's just get back into it because I could go on about LB.
And this was posted today. You guys can see the date by Morrison Liam.
Yeah, ghostwriter's name. Wonder who that ghostwriter is. Yeah, I knew within minutes, the minute Molly spit it out of her mouth, that it wasn't true. And all you got to do, I mean, look at this page. You can tell it's nothing but clickbait. There's not one truthful word in anything on here. Yeah, okay. They were fed that story. Wonder by who? I mean, if you go pressing looking and then it leads all back to Pennsylvania. Just saying. Just my opinion.
NBC 13, November 3rd, 2022. So I was not going to even say that he passed until I had some, and like I said, I've called funeral homes, I've called coroner's offices, I've looked for obituaries, and I'm not seeing any.
Dear, you don't have to post an obituary. That is an individual's choice, and there are some people that don't post obituaries. So, not having an obituary proves absolutely nothing anyway. But, girl, you sick to be calling the funeral homes and the coroner's office. You really sick. Yeah. I seen posted on the Facebook group, they posted this number for Arizona saying you could call, that they called there and got confirmation that he passed. I didn't give no name. I did call the number. I didn't give no name. I just asked informative questions like, can I get information if someone has passed away? And absolutely not, she said. Absolutely not. Doesn't matter who it is. So, I still think this story came. Molly's behind this. All of these guys are behind this. Something just in my gut tells me, but let's get back to it.
But today, one of my moderators was able to find this. And it was just posted today, so that may be why we weren't able to
didn't find it. It was given to you by Molly. Tell the truth.
We'll go over this really quickly, you guys. Like I said, I started covering this story a few months ago. And what we know about the story, Marvin McCray, a Marine who kind of retired. He didn't retire from the Marines. He was discharged, like an honorable, maybe a medical.
Yeah. You don't even prep yourself for a stream. You don't even know the facts about Marvin and Dre. You only know what Molly and Justin feed you and your little clips. You don't actually go and watch whole videos.
Discharge, I don't remember. He was injured. He become like a stay-at-home dad. His wife, Dre McCray, she is an influencer. She has had a Facebook account with over 600,000 followers, a couple of YouTube channels, and honestly, before they were very. I mean, I could see why people were drawn to her before. She was very funny. She was, if you watched her, I mean, I watched a lot of her older content, and she was a very funny girl. Very pretty, funny girl. So, I could see what the...
What do you mean she was? She's still very pretty. And honestly, up until July, she was posting and she was funny. But yeah, you're jealous that you could never have the kind of followers she did. She had a lot.
They seemed like they had a really good relationship, like one.
Yeah, they did.
Al,
they did.
You know, he was funny, she was funny. Then they started, you know, these diets and started taking these supplements and giving them to their children.
Number one, they changed their eating habits. They decided to follow the alkaline eating habits. That's not a diet anymore. They changed their eating habits. They got rid of all the junk, all the byproducts, all the fat frying and stuff. They started eating very healthy. And a lot of people take supplements, so what does that mean? Again, talking out your behind. Which you guys will get those comments when you see the card I made for this, because, yeah.
And unfortunately, later on, we found out that they were having some trouble.
And you know this how?
I hope she gets her out. Thank you so much, Sarah, for the super sticker. That is not a reputable news station. It's a website. So
I'm sorry, Al. We're not all as perfect as
It's
you.
not like an actual news station. Well, we'll read this. I'm going to keep my eye out for any obituaries. I have been hearing behind the scenes that he passed. I just didn't want...
You mean Molly's been telling you and Justin's been telling you. Probably Justin. Because Molly probably don't give you the time of day. But who cares? Yeah, behind the scenes, you know what?
Say anything until I could get something that I thought was solid. And
what's so solid about this, Al? Because you're looking pretty stupid right now.
A news blog. So if it's
you
not
jumped on this as soon as you could. You got a lie about this as soon as you could. You didn't fact check. You didn't vet. You didn't check nothing. Because had you wouldn't be doing this live.
Reputable.
Reputable, yeah.
Sure.
Reputable as much as...
I thought that it was.
As much as you and Molly and Justin are.
But I have been trying to get like solid, like an obituary. Something that I could say.
Sorry guys, I'm using my 7-year-old's headphones because my 4-year-old stashed mine somewhere and they are a nightmare to use.
But right now, this is the only thing that we've been able to find. Like I said, it was posted today.
And yeah, before anybody says anything, I know I've showed my face on a couple videos. Yes, I have a 7.5-year-old and a 4.5-year-old. And yes, they're mine now. So in case anybody's talking, how does this old lady have little kids? It's my secret I'll never tell. Let them figure it out.
I do hear other creators are saying this as well. So I'm not sure.
Yeah, you're not sure. That's just, then why are you even reporting on this? You are not sure. You didn't even check out this article. Because had you scrolled down and clicked, you'd have seen where it originated from. Then you click again, it's going to take you to Pennsylvania. Yeah. Okay, Al. Okay.
Are in contact with family are also saying that he passed away.
No family confirmed this.
It's so hard because unless we get
that are credible,
like an obituary or someone speaks to the actual funeral home that does the service, it's you know, it can be questioned. Like I said,
so why
I've been
are you talking about it then?
For sure. And I went on lives about different topics, and people's like, "Hey, did you hear about Von?" And I'm like, "Yeah, but I don't know. Like, I don't know."
And you still don't, but you're still talking.
Now, this story right here is absolutely about him. We'll go ahead and read it.
Yeah, Marvin it's word McRae, for word, like Molly's been spewing for months. It's funny how it's everything Molly has said. A 29-year-old
Marine veteran has died. Marvin McRae death, a 29-year-old Marine who was honorably discharged in 2018 due to a knee injury, has passed. Marvin McRae, a resident of Yuma, Arizona.
I'm sorry, but this has Molly and Justin and Ellebee written all over it. I mean, it's I'm not going to go through the whole article because, well, maybe I will. But it's just, if you've been paying attention and, you know, watching the lives and stuff, it's pretty much word for word what Molly has stated. So, leave it up to you to decide on what you believe. But it's not hard to figure out that this is not any kind of reputable, reliable source. It is a clickbait thing online. It's clickbait ads. They have a bunch of postings that are all garbage. I mean, come on. My 7-year-old would figure this one out. Jeez,
reportedly passed away earlier this month. A very sad update as Marvin McRae has passed away, according to a source close to the family.
There was
During
no source
this time
close to
in
the
the
family.
United States Marine Corps, Marvin served
there
as
was
an
no
aviation
source. The source is you guys, Molly,
many social media users and
Justin,
former fans were perplexed after the news of Von's death came into the limelight. While the cause of death is unknown, reporters say Marvin Von Jackson McRae was purportedly in a coma since May 23, 2022, after he attempted S. His mother updated followers today that she learned about an attempted suicide from the...
let's get to see, this is why I know this is coming from you guys' camp, because it's his biological mother. She was not the mother that raised him. She was not a part of his life. This came from Molly and you guys. That's where this came from.
Please. I don't know why I said S and then said the word, but his mother updated followers today that she had learned about the attempted S from the police, not from her daughter-in-law. According to reports, his wife, Andre McRae, Slay with Dre, restricts his family and...
Okay, they wouldn't, number one, put in the article Slay with Dre. Okay? They wouldn't. That's a Molly move. Or a Molly's husband's move. The ghostwriter. Yeah.
Others from seeing him. She refuses to follow doctor's instructions and has not been giving him his anti-convulsant medication.
Okay, now they wouldn't have been posting none of that because they wouldn't have those facts. Okay, the only way they'd have, and they aren't facts, it's crap. Marvin himself did not want to take medication. We've seen that in videos. But they wouldn't have these facts. This is stuff that you and Molly and Justice, John, this there boy, has put out. Are you kidding me? This is word for word, Molly. I know I keep saying it, but it is.
8 consecutive seizures and has been treated with cayenne pepper, valerian root, and passion flower. From Mexico, she also smuggles Xanax and apple.
Okay, see, they wouldn't have none of this information, number one. Okay, if they're a legit reporter, they're going to vet their sources. And this stuff wouldn't be in this article because it's stuff that YouTubers put out there.
Which there's video of that out there. There is a Marvin McRae that passed away in a car accident. It's got a very similar name, but it's not him. So That article has
Exactly.
popped up several times when
Excuse
I'm
me.
searching for some type of answer. I
Sorry,
have
but these
seen that as
allergies are
well.
killing me.
Trying to make it a little bit bigger so you guys can see it.
Yeah, you talk out your backside. Yeah, I do. I hate when she does these long pauses.
Okay. Marvon von McCrae was 29 years old, served in the Marine Corps,
Keep going down there
was
a little bit.
reportedly medically
Scroll a little
discharged
bit
in
more and click.
2018
You'll
due to a
see.
knee injury.
You'll see
Throughout
that
his
this is nothing but
childhood, Von was
clickbait.
cared for by his mother, Letitia Baez,
But
as well
you're
as his
another
grandmother. He was
clickbait queen, so
married
you
to
don't
the
care.
entrepreneur and social media influencer, Dre McCrae, and is primarily because of Dre's frequent posts.
Okay, they would have not put by his mother, Letitia Bias, because Letitia was his biological mother. His mother was the woman who adopted him and raised him his whole life. That's his mother.
On social media that Von and his story are in the public eye at this time. The couple has been married since 2015 and resides in Yuma, Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
Together, they have one son, and as part of their blended family, they were also taking care of Dre's children from 2021. It appeared that a strict alkaline and vegan diet that Dre recommended had caused both of them, even Von's, begin to lose weight. Dre shared with her audience around the same time that she believed her wrath was the root cause of her husband's seizure problem, and that he suffered from them.
Oh, this is definitely put out by Molly. They wouldn't have stated at the same time she believed her wrath was the root cause of his seizures. Get the hell. You're sickening for even repeating this stuff. Are you kidding me? This couldn't have more than, oh my God, than if Molly sat here herself and penned it in front of us. Molly and Justin and you. Yeah, wonder if her hubby wrote this for her. Where's Walter, huh? Yeah. So, yeah. As Rabbit says, the Fupa twins. Guys, check out Down the Rabbit Hole News. She got a great channel. Check out Nonsense. So does she. She has a great channel, too. And the clip channels, hats off to you. Heels in the Air, the Kool-Aid, yeah. And, of course, the missing puzzle pieces. Because that's who's been putting out videos from day one, that Molly is now telling everybody that Dre's re-editing and reposting videos. No, she's not the missing puzzle pieces. They've been doing it since day one, and it is not Dre, you idiots. But this is so obviously a fake story. I mean, just the wording in it. Yeah. This is all stuff that Molly has said.
I'm sorry, guys.
And you and Justin, yeah, you're unprepared as usual, and you take too many long silences for me.
She asserted that she was treating Von's ailment at home using a combination of different herbs and nutritional supplements, and that she was a prominent supporter of holistic treatments.
That's right. There's nothing wrong with holistic medicine. A lot of people do it. And there's nothing wrong with being on a healthy diet. Of course you're going to lose weight.
Marvon McCrae,
you're not eating all that crap anymore.
Released by his family at a later date.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I'm really going to be looking
for.
Now
click down there. Click it. Go ahead, go over there and click it. So it can take you to their home. Yeah, you'll find out.
This was sent to me.
I didn't think you'd do it.
Myself as well as some moderators looking for any information that we could get, because this has been out there. Like I said, I heard about it last week, and since then I've really been trying to figure out what is going on. Behind the scenes, I have been hearing that he passed. I have. I don't know.
Of course you have. From Molly and Justin. And if you would have had any proof, which we all know you don't need any kind of proof, you go in here and spew whatever you see written, no matter who it's written by. Like I've stated, it could be written by the devil himself, and you'd sit there and say, but I don't know, but I'm going to report on it anyway. Why on earth are you even doing a live when you don't know nothing? And then you're going to sit here and spew more misinformation. Yeah, Al. You're drinking too much of that go juice. Maybe you should go back to the Gatorade. I don't know. Or the combination of the two. Not playing well on you, honey.
You know, I know people that talk to the family.
No, you don't.
Other creators.
Oh, you mean Molly and Justin. But Letitia's ghosted them. And Miss Wynette, she's a stepmother. She never met Dre. She never met his son. She doesn't know Vaughn. Probably never met Vaughn either. Wasn't a part of his life. So, yeah, you go on.
Have said on their channel, yes, he passed. I really wanted to wait until we could get something really solid.
But you didn't. Then why didn't you wait till you got something solid? Because this definitely isn't solid. I mean, you can look at the page without even reading the story and tell it's a clickbait site. But then start reading the article. It doesn't... A reputable news reporter would not state the things that were stated in this article word for word that what Molly and Justin and you have said. So, come on. I swear, sometimes they think people are as dumb as they are.
Guys, I probably shouldn't have got on a live.
No, you shouldn't have got on a live. You're right. Look, her chat's trying to tell her
one of my kids needs to come home, so Sean...
This is no good. And she could care less.
I was trying to get up there to get him.
Oh, no. Don't hump and puppet your husband. You do that, that means you don't love him. That means you're having problems. Isn't that what you did to Dre? Any kind of response she had, you guys picked it apart like she was doing something wrong. And here you are humping and pupping at your husband. How disrespectful, Elle. Really? Miss Perfect in her perfect life? Okay.
Allegation.
I hate when she does these long...
Where did it say allegation?
No, her chat's trying to tell her, and she could care less. She could care less. She knows it's not legit, and she's good with that. How do you live with yourself? You're talking about a man's life here. He's got children. What is wrong with you? Are you that desperate for attention that you're good with sitting here doing this? Wow.
Her wrath was the root cause of her husband's seizure problems that he suffered from. She asserted that she was treating Vaughn's ailment at home using a combination of herbs and nutritional supplements. She was a prominent supporter of holistic treatments. She refused to follow his doctor's instructions and has not been giving him his anticonvulsant medication. She suspects that it is poison. Vaughn has had 8 consecutive seizures and is being treated with cayenne pepper, valerian root, passion flower.
Why are you reading the article again? You're obviously not listening to anybody because you can tell by your face your chat's trying to tell you, and you just don't get it. You just don't care. That's sad, Al. Thirsty.
This article is absolutely about him. I mean, it talks about Marvon, McCrae, Jackson, Letitia Baez.
Yeah, and you guys put it out there.
Mother being raised by her and his grandmother. It's got, like, everything.
It wasn't in there. No, they kept saying Letitia was his mother. They didn't say anything about him being adopted and stuff, because you all don't want that out there. That's how we know where the article came from, because a real reporter would have put the true facts in.
It's absolutely about him. Now, whether or not, I thought that it was a news station.
Well, you thought too much.
Because
all you had to do was click the address.
SNBC13.com looks like a channel.
Okay. Anybody can make a web page. Do you ever think maybe you should click on some things in there to find out? Might have required a little bit of work, a little bit of thinking there, El.
News station?
Yeah, it's a news station, all right.
This is the first time that I've heard that he really passed.
Oh, this is the first time? But you said you heard it?
And I've been hearing it from the people that talk to family members.
Okay, wait. You said it's the first time, but yet you said you've been hearing it since last week.
As well as people coming into my channel saying,
Excuse
hey,
me.
did you hear that he passed? Did you hear that he passed? Did you hear that he passed? So I've been trying to get solid information.
Then why are you reporting on this? You don't have any good information. As a matter of fact, if you'd have waited a little bit, you'd have seen that the article was taken down, and then the new one, if you click at the bottom, it says death hoax, and you still have this video up, Elle. Get over yourself.
Because this just says he's estimated to be around 30 to 35, and I really am not sure. Seems like I had his birthday at one point, but I don't remember. It's been a while since I covered it.
He's 30, you idiot.
I got away from it for a while just because of everything. My goodness, if you covered this story, you got accused of XYZ.
Al, tell the truth. You did what you always do. When it starts getting hot because you're spewing a bunch of misinformation, when real receipts, real facts start coming out, you stick your tail between your legs like a donkey's ass and you run. And you trot away, thinking that, oh, I missed little innocent act. I'll put this on. I didn't know. I haven't been doing it. You knew, and that's why you hightailed it like you always do. People don't forget what you've done in the past, Elle.
You know, which is disgusting.
Yeah, you are.
You can't cover something that you're passionate about or something that speaks.
What are you covering? There was no story here. This was a private family matter. This was no story. You guys created this story. You ran with this narrative. You guys are the one that was calling her a criminal, saying she's going to pay for what she did, that she did this, that she murmured him or tried to, or, you know, Molly's come right out and said she killed him, and you co-signed all that crap, and you still sitting there doing it. But boy, if this is one of your family members, oh, yeah, be a different tune then, wouldn't it, Elle?
You without people attacking you saying that you're doing it for money. I can assure you I didn't make a bunch of money off this.
Oh, but I'm sure you made money going on Molly's lives, and yeah, get the hell out of here. You made money. Shut, girl. Oh my gosh.
Young man's story. It's sad.
Yeah, it is sad. It's sad what you guys have done and continue to do.
His birthday. From my understanding and what I'm hearing in the background, this is just what I'm hearing in the background, is that he coded. Dre may have contacted the family. They were able to get him. After he coded, they were able to get him back, but she did get in touch with the family, and then after that, he passed.
Are you kidding me? Are you really sitting there saying this crap? Do you not even pay attention to what your buddy Molly and Justin put out? Because according to them and according to Miss Wynette, they haven't been able to get any updates. Even though they give no updates, they haven't been able to see him. So if you've known about this since last week, then that means the week prior they've had to go see him, but yet they're still stating the same stuff. So, yeah, you're so full of crap.
That is from my understanding of what I'm hearing in the background.
Yeah, your understanding.
As soon as I get something like
Do you ever hear hearsay? It's not admissible. Quit spreading hearsay. Because you have no proof of nothing you're saying. None. Absolutely none.
An obituary will have to come out soon. Or
no, it don't. You don't have to put out an obituary. That's your choice. The only thing you have to do is that when you're settling the estate is death notices, but that's not an obituary. So, yeah, you're wrong there again. But I'm sure you'll check on that because your chat's going to get you to.
Sooner or later, because from my understanding, you have to put out an obituary. So that's going to have to come out eventually. I've heard that Dre wants to try to keep this.
You've heard.
You know,
you've heard.
That she doesn't want a lot of people knowing that he passed. But from my understanding, you have to put out an obituary. So
no, you don't have to put out an obituary. You're wrong.
Wouldn't be surprised to hear that he passed away. A negative state is not life. A vegetative state is not life. But I would hope the Mr. would call law enforcement and confirm. From my understanding, they know. From my understanding, the family, just Miss Letitia and just Mr. Jackson got to go see him.
Okay.
Not Miss Wynette. And I could be wrong, but this is what I was told.
Oh, honey, you were wrong. Trust and believe, you were wrong. But you're good with reporting this stuff. You don't care, Ellebee. You care about your views and clicks. That's what you care about.
Background and just, take it for whatever you want. That's why I haven't reported it like this is accurate.
But, oh, yes, you have, because you were live not long after this story was leaked by you guys. So, yeah, as soon as you had something to jump on, yeah, did. So you're not telling the truth yet again. If you weren't sure and you knew this wasn't real information, why are you doing a live about it? Just saying now. I'm going by what you're sitting here saying.
I've been hearing things behind the scenes
Of
since
course
last
you have.
week. That he passed, that, all these things. And I really wanted to get some sort of solid confirmation. So, this article, I thought, wow, this is like a news station that's reporting this.
This is your solid confirmation? Wow. You're too easy, Elle. They know you'll do for views and clicks. They know they can feed you misinformation, and you're going to run right there and do a live, which is exactly what you did. So don't say you were waiting, because you weren't.
It's also being said that Dre did post about it on her page. Facebook members thing that she did.
Dre posted nothing.
There's a lot of things being said behind the scenes that Dre confirmed it. Also that Miss Letitia and Mr. Marvon Sr. did get to go and see him beforehand, but are not allowed to speak about it. I think Dre is...
Okay, they're not allowed to speak about it. And why not? If the man passed away, why not? What do they got to lose? They are not part of Dre's life. They've never been a part of the grandchild's life, and never will be after what they've done, and I don't blame Dre. But, yeah. Okay.
Doesn't want us talking about it. I think
what would be the
really
purpose?
Calm down talking about it because of, the allegations that's been blasted against us.
Who's calm? Wait a minute. Who is calmed down talking about it? Molly's regurgitating old videos, and when she can't do that, she's going after the clip channels and missing puzzle pieces and trying to critique Dre during those videos, telling everybody that Dre's the one posting them when she's not. And that's clear she's not. But, who quit talking about it? They're doing lives saying, you're doing lives, giving no updates, lying updates, and now you're doing this. You guys don't quit talking about it. Really?
That are just ridiculous. So everybody's kind of calmed down. If we find out, or if she puts it out there, or if Miss Letitia's able to put it out there.
No one's calmed down. You guys have not stopped talking about it. I mean, you're doing lives on gossip, on hearsay, and you're good with that. We're talking about a man's life who has a wife and children. This is real life. This isn't just freaking YouTube. How would you feel, Elle, if this was your family? Be a whole different ball game, wouldn't it?
Then everybody's going to be making a video on, he passed away, unfortunately. And some people are going to say, like, well, what's happening with Dre, So I think she just don't want that attention again. She don't want the attention back on Marvon, on herself. So she's trying to keep this quiet.
And you know this how? You know this how? I want to know how you know this. I really want to know how you know this. Can't answer that, can you, Elle?
Who is this guy? Well, he was a Marine.
You need to pay attention to your chat. They're trying to tell you how wrong you are, and you really don't care. And I can tell by your face they are. You don't like what you're reading.
Molly did say it. Somebody asked, why hasn't Molly said something? I'm surprised Molly isn't talking about it. Molly was live, I think it was last night, and they said, did you hear that Von passed? And I'm pretty sure she said yes.
Stop, Ellebee. That's where you got this from. You knew this was coming. This was from Molly. Are you saying that they're playing you too? Possible, but I don't get now because you're so comfortable with sitting there giving us misinformation.
Right.
And you know damn well Molly's the first one that said it. Not yet. Not yet.
Sherry, I checked my text message.
This is just so convenient. Isn't it convenient that Molly is in Georgia? And then boom, this breaks as soon as she gets to Georgia. She's like, yeah, oh, by the way, Marwan passed away. Like, it, it was like nothing. It was like so set up. Just so set up. No way this is all just conveniently happening at the same time. This was all a setup. She's been working on this for a couple of weeks.
And it says, check your messages.
You need to.
On my text, it says, check your messages. So where at? Where?
Okay, she's just going to keep on with her chat. She's not paying attention to her chat. She's not reading the messages that people are saying about how wrong she is. Because she's not going to admit that.
Essentially, take his life. I don't know what led him to make that decision.
No, you don't. And you have no right speculating on what did either. Because the only one that truly knows is Marwan.
I see that. What is that, though?
She doesn't like that her chat's telling her she's wrong.
I don't think the family is required to put an obituary. My family's crazy to put an obituary for loved ones. It's optional. I know in Louisiana you have to put one out.
You don't have to put an obituary out. What you have to do is if there's an estate and there's a will that's being settled, you have to put out death notices for creditors and stuff. But no, you are not required to put an obituary out.
And I think in Georgia you do as well.
Fact check L. Oh, she's going to look it up. She's actually going to look something up. It'll give her something to talk about on her live because Lord knows she's boring.
But
I'm going to try to fast forward a little bit here because she's just going to read mumbo jumbo.
Do not have legal requirements to have an obituary printed in local newspaper.
No, you don't.
If
I tried to tell you that.
He or she doesn't want to print an obituary, or if the deceased person's survivors decide not to have one, there's no state law that compels them to do so. However, state law will require that a death certificate be filed with the state office of vital statistics. A deceased person's executor.
Exactly. And no Bureau of Vital Statistics is going to give you any information.
Court-appointed administrator in the case of intestacy, someone dying without a will, will also need copies of the death certificate to transfer and retitle assets. The attending physician or healthcare facility, hospital, nursing home, hospital. So his wife was a social media influencer. She had a following on Facebook of over 600,000.
Yeah, she did.
Over 600,000 people followed her.
She was big.
She also was like a top salesperson with the jewelry line Paparazzi. So she made a really good income from selling paparazzi as well as being a social media influencer. She would go live on Facebook, and then she started going to YouTube.
I'm going to check that out.
But there was videos of Raza, unfortunately, talking about, when his mom gave him the kratom tea. And he basically said, you give it to me every night. And
okay, so you're going to go back on that thing again. Your little buddy Spanky, jaundice there. Shout out to you, Nonsense, with the Spanky. I just love it. But anyway, he pushes it. Okay, he sells it. And he tells everybody it's safe. And it is safe when used properly. So, get off of it. Talk to Justin about selling it and pushing it in his Patreon and stuff. Yeah, I've got video clips of that.
She's like, not every night. And he's like, yes, you do.
He's a kid.
There were also, the daughter lost weight.
A little kid.
Which a 14-year-old losing like 20 pounds is not healthy or normal.
Yeah, it is. When you switch to eating healthy and not all the preservatives and fat fried food and all the sugars and all the bad stuff, and you switch to a good healthy diet, yeah, it's normal to lose some weight. And her daughter was very healthy. And you could tell them kids were happy, healthy, and thriving and always eating. So girls, shut up.
At that point, they should be gaining a little weight.
And you know this how?
Of course, thank you so much. But the whole thing is sad.
Yeah, that's it. It is sad.
The whole thing is sad.
It's sad what you guys have done.
She may have misspelled it on purpose because some...
What you guys have done is what's sad. How you turned this into a circus. This wasn't even a story. It was about a man that tried to unalive himself. That's a personal, family, private matter. This has no business being out here. But they spun this whole narrative that Dre did all this horrible stuff. And that he was so miserable that he did this to himself to get away. Go watch the videos. You can see the love in their eyes for each other. No one made him do this but himself. What you guys have done to Dre and his family and to him is absolutely disgusting. Disgusting. And what you continue to do. This is real life shit. This man got a family. He got children. Shame on all of you. Shame on every one of you.
Times YouTube, like that could be saying that particular
shut up.
thing right there could be the reason, like the
chat. We'll be like you and just tell lies.
Not show up on a replay.
I'm trying to get through this crap because she just rambles on because she doesn't have nothing else to say.
Like
and her chat's calling her out. You can tell by her face. She doesn't like what she's reading in the chat.
Yeah.
So she's going to
feel a very sad situation.
Filled with this crap.
I mean, he's, first they said he was brain dead, and then she talked about how she believed she could basically heal him. From my understanding and what I was told,
well, you don't understand
well. He was able to come home with them.
And you don't know none of that.
And she was like, kind of like his nurse, essentially, taking care of him. He was.
And you don't know none of that.
It got very difficult for her to tend to him along with 3 kids. So she put him in like a long-term facility. And then I heard that when he was in the long-term facility, that he coded. She did reach out to mom and dad, Von's mom and dad.
They are his biological mom and dad. They aren't his mom and dad. His dad, unfortunately, has passed away. But his mom, his great-grandmother, the woman who raised him, who adopted him, that's his mom. She's still very much alive. And you don't know none of this is fact. You don't know Dre took him home. You're just spewing this misinformation, Al. And that's all you do. One time I would like to hear you report some facts. How about some real facts?
We're able to see him, and then after that, YouTube censors the spelling of it. Like, more than likely what'll happen is, like, your
Let me try to fast
comment
forward a little bit. Because she's just going to keep talking.
I hope she doesn't remove the videos to cover her tracks. I think people have them, I think people have recorded all these.
Dre hasn't deleted anything. It's all still up. Nothing's changed. She's not the one deleting and hiding.
I just had to go through my phone the other day, and
But what you should do is you should delete this video off YouTube. Because it is horrible and it's all misinformation. But you're good with that and you'll leave it up. Which speaks volumes about your character, in my opinion.
Deleted a ton of her videos because when I was covering the case, I literally went through and screen recorded so many of her videos.
I don't believe you. You did clips.
So sad and unbelievable, actually, but he isn't hurt. He's scapegoating more of the children now. Is the issue. Oh, God, I don't even know what to say or how to say it. Like I said, it's a very, very sad situation. There's 3 kids involved in this situation.
Exactly. Try to remember that. That's just it. You're saying this, but you don't give it 2 shits, or you wouldn't even be doing this live.
Where's your previous comment at, babe?
She does not want to face the comments in her chat that are telling her she's wrong or that are asking serious questions. You can tell she's avoiding it. I know I keep saying it, but it's what she's doing.
I don't see it.
You only see what you want to do. What's going on with that hair today, Al? She really thinks she's something. Alright, she's just going to keep being quiet. I'm trying to fast forward because she's trying to avoid some of the legit stuff by her chat.
This article is sketchy. We're going to continue to follow this.
I'm sure you will.
Definitely be on the lookout for anything that can give us 100% solid confirmation. I mean, I thought this was kind of it. With everything that I've been hearing in the background.
Well, you thought wrong, and you didn't bother to check out anything, of course.
And
there you go with your hearsay in the background. Stop.
You know, the parents.
It's all coming from Molly's camp.
To say anything. And they probably would keep quiet for a few reasons. They still have Raza. They still have a grandson that if they want anything to do with, you know, it is now, that's their grandson. So if they...
Okay, he's their biological grandson, whom they've never met, they have no relationship with, didn't have a relationship with his parents. So no, probably not. After what they've done, I don't blame Dre a bit. They weren't involved in their lives before all this. And I doubt they'll make much of an effort after either.
Want to have any sort of relationship with him, they would need to...
If they wanted to have any kind of relationship with Von's child, they wouldn't have co-signed all this crap on social media. Letitia's the one that came out with the GoFundMe asking for money under misinformation. She's the one that released the police report to the public. She's the one that first started talking about Mr. Jackson's criminal situation. So, you know, Al, you should be very proud of yourself. Very proud of yourself that you're continuing the misinformation. You've earned a crown for that.
He's Dre. If he is in fact deceased, which I believe that he is.
Okay, so now you believe it. Okay, first you were saying it was what you were hearing in the background. Then you thought it was this reputable news station, which we all know you don't check nothing. And now you're saying you believe it. Yeah, you're pathetic.
They would want to know where he's going to be buried. You know, that way
I'm sure he'll get a military funeral when it does happen.
His burial site. But if they go off and tell a bunch of people when she's asked them not to, then she may cut off all communication and not share that information with them. So that would be some of the reasons for them to keep quiet and not come out.
If that's the case, Wynette still wouldn't be talking to Molly, wouldn't be showing up in Georgia. Come on, Al, put it together. You really think this was just coincidental? That it's convenient that Molly's in Georgia and this breaks? Molly's been setting this up for a couple weeks. She's alluded to the fact.
Just confirm it.
And you dumb enough to go along with it and dumb enough to be played.
Do something to Drake. Maybe that's why she's saying nothing. I'm not exactly sure.
You're not. You're right. So quit reporting on what you don't know. The only
reports that I saw was where like somebody filed a report against Miss Letitia for like them sending her money and she didn't refund them or something along the line.
Oh, you know exactly what it's about. Stop being stupid now. Just stop, because you're looking really ridiculous.
I had someone comment on my channel the other day saying... I had someone comment on my channel the other day and said, why don't you tell your followers that Letitia got arrested? And I'm like, I have not seen that at all. If I see that Miss Letitia gets arrested for something, and we talk about Von, I'll let you guys know. Yes, Miss Letitia got arrested for XYZ. But I've not seen that.
No, you wouldn't.
So, thank you, JB. Thank you. Just join us, and I'm surprised by this news. Yeah, it's very sad. I don't think. I know a lot of people hold strong feelings, you know. When I first started covering this case and watching the videos and hearing all that I heard, you know, hearing that she was so controlling and hearing that, you know, when she found out that he was confiding in an old buddy, that she took his phone from him, that she didn't allow him access to the funds, that he was just very.
And there you go again, talking out your back end. You really clearly don't know what you're talking about. You keep spewing the same misinformation. You did it in the last live you did with your no update lies that I called you out on. But you have no clue. And you know what? It wasn't that she didn't let him have a phone and she didn't let him have money. There's so much more to it. But then again, you wouldn't know anything about that because you don't understand facts.
That he was just very, like, in a depressive state because of their relationship.
Whoa, where did you get this information? He was in a depressive state because of their relationship. No, Vaughn has had mental health issues for quite a long time, and it was not because of their relationship. Because when you see them in the video together, you can see the love in his eyes when he looks at her, and vice versa. Why would you even say that, Al? You know that's not true.
That obviously, and the way she changed. Even the people that followed her was like, yeah, looking back now, she did. She changed a lot. I mean, she had them set up with a chiropractor, and then, like, she didn't like the chiropractor, so she made these wild claims against the chiropractor.
You've never went to a doctor you didn't like?
So there's a lot of things. I mean, me, myself, I'm like, oh my God, did she drive him just to be, like, completely depressed, you know?
What?
Either way, at the end...
What? Are you serious? Wow, Al, you stooped as low as your buddy Molly and your buddy Justin, old jaundiced spanky dude.
The day, everything aside, this young man who had so much to live for, is now deceased. He left a child behind.
And you don't know he's deceased. Quit saying it. Because it was a hoax, you idiot. You should have waited a couple minutes and fact-checked. You'd have seen it was a death hoax. But no, not you just couldn't put that time into it. You had to hurry up and run on live and try to beat everybody. Well, now you look like a big fool. The fool you are. Because you've been played, and rightfully so.
And it's just very sad. Did the stepmother find out from a nurse? Isn't that a HIPAA violation? No. That's not how anybody found out, from my understanding.
No, they found out from Molly.
My understanding, Dre contacted mom and dad.
No, number one, they're not mom and dad. They're his biological parents. His mom and dad are different from them. And no, Dre didn't contact anybody. This came from Molly, Justin, and you.
Dre contacted Marvon Sr. and Miss Letitia, from my understanding.
You're misunderstanding as usual. Because you're wrong.
Yeah, as far as anything that she was arrested for prior, that has nothing to do with me. Now, if that's what the person was talking about, I got the feeling they were saying that Miss Letitia had been arrested recently, and why wasn't I talking about that? And I'm like, because as far as I know, she hasn't. Now, any arrest that she had...
Wait a minute. That doesn't matter to you, because you get on here and talk anyway. You proved that. You keep saying that.
Years ago?
It wasn't years ago.
Matter to me, because it was years ago. And
it wasn't years ago.
About that and explained why that happened. Are there still companies that allow her to promote for this? What about paparazzi jewelry? I think she's...
Look, number one, I wouldn't have disclosed the criminal record. I just wouldn't have. But anyway, Letitia's the one that started that whole ball of wax too. But no, it wasn't years ago, and it wasn't just one bad check charge. There was lots of charges, and you know that because you've seen the postings of the criminal record, so stop it. And it wasn't 20 years ago, okay? It may have started 20 years ago, but it has continued. And continued. And there's been fraud and everything else, not just a bad check. Sorry, I just wanted to clarify that because it has been out there. I'm not the one to put it out there. I wouldn't have put it out there. But it is what it is, and she's going to sit here and lie about it, like she does everything.
Still sells for paparazzi. Also, from my understanding, Miss Letitia's record was years old. Like,
no, it's not, and you know it's not your understanding. You know damn well you read every word that KJ posted, because you stalk everything she does. And it wasn't that long ago, and it wasn't just one bad check charge 20 years ago. Go read it, because there's lots to read.
She was like arrested for like a hot check back when she was like 20. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and she,
no, there's a lot more than that, Ellebee. It may have started back when she was 20, but there's been check charges, there's been fraud, there's been numerous charges. Again, go reread it, because I'm sure you wrote it. You read it when KJ posted it.
she explained it. She said, I was a young mom. She had Marvin when she was young. And she was just struggling to provide for her family. Hey,
she didn't have Vaughn at age 20. He was already adopted and being raised by his grandparents, who were his parents. So, yeah, no. And I don't knock her for trying to take care of her family, but there was identity theft, fraud, and some other things, and it wasn't just one time, okay? But again, let's just move on from the criminal stuff, because yeah.
Pretty from Indiana, and she made a mistake, and she paid the price. So
she made lots of mistakes.
That I have no reason to really go into a discussion about that.
Okay, then why do you keep talking about it?
It has nothing to do with Marvin's situation.
Exactly. So why'd you bring it up?
And if Miss Letitia should be able to see her son, I always thought that she should be able to see her son.
Her biological son, whom she had no relationship with. Get it right.
If she was arrested recently, I have no clue to that. And if I was to find that out, then I would have no reason to hide that from anyone.
Oh, but you wouldn't report on it either.
So, I don't know, you guys. I'm going to do my best.
Yeah. You doing your best is a scary thought. Because if this is your best...
an obituary could be potentially be put out. But I have called to their local funeral homes as well as their
And you're proud of that,
office,
aren't you?
And I've not gotten any confirmation that they've...
You're proud of that. You actually tried to vet something. Yeah. Instead of vetting the article you were reading, you made some phone calls? Are you kidding me? When you knew you weren't going to get no information. Please stop. Because honestly, I truly don't believe you called anybody.
Had anyone by that name. But I am definitely hearing that he passed. So...
Yeah, you're hearing.
I don't know. I want to give you guys an update. The SMBC
there is no
13,
update.
I absolutely thought...
You should have just held on for a couple hours. But you were in such a hurry to go live with this once Molly got it to you. And Justin got it to you that you didn't bother to wait. You'd have seen it was nothing but a hoax, you idiot.
It was a news channel, and I thought it was like a reputable news channel.
Yeah, well, you thought wrong, as usual.
You guys are saying that it's not. I thought that it was.
All you had to do was click. That's all you had to do.
I will continue looking.
I'm sure you will. We see how you look.
Do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button.
Okay, guys, I'm going to end this here. She's just... This girl cannot be no more empty-headed. I'm sorry. You can... just my opinion. But she is good with sitting here telling this crap. She can actually live with herself. That speaks volumes. She knows nothing for fact. Nothing. But she couldn't wait to get on here and do a video, do a live about this, in case somebody scooped her on it, because I'm sure Molly and Justin were telling her to do it. Yeah, look like a fool. Because had you bothered to wait, you'd see that the article not only was removed, but they put an update where this was a death hoax. Because it's clickbait. All you had to do was look at the page you were reading. You could tell it was a clickbait site. Anyway, I'm going to quit yelling about her. But I know I've repeated myself a lot in this video. But I'll just... Oh my God, this girl. But anyway, she needs to stick to her KJ hate, really. Because she's not good at this stuff. Anything that she has to actually fact check. But guys, let me know what you think in the comments. Hit the like button and subscribe. Thanks for watching.
We're going to keep searching for answers concerning Marvon. I'm heartbroken for his kid. I'm heartbroken for his family. I'm heartbroken for him. I'm really heartbroken for him because I'm 35.
What searching have you done? You haven't.
He was younger than me, and we just
Sorry,
have
I thought it was
so
over,
much
but
life to live for.
uh,
You know, something that can be heartbreaking today.
all right. Well, now I am going to end it. Sorry, guys. My kids are driving me crazy. It's hard to record when they're wild for sound right now. But have a good one. I'm sure I'll see you next time.